Hello, YouTubers and other peoples. Um, Plasmus Prime here again. Now, I'm here to talk about something. Actually, let me adjust this here, but it's a bit lopsided. I'm here to talk about something which is relatively new, and it's a rather interesting. It really does have a lot of interesting implications. It's the practicality of some content being made available on the. Hold on, here. I think this damn thing's about to fall off the desk. Well, it's a little hutch thing on the. Never mind. Damn cat. Anyway, yeah, the practicality of certain franchises having their installments available on the PlayStation Store, to a certain extent Steam, the Xbox Live Arcade, and also, when applicable, the Virtual Console. Now, admittedly, the Virtual Console, because of the capabilities of as I understand it, the capabilities of the Switch are not exactly up to the same. I don't want to put this. They're not. It's not as powerful by a long shot as any of the other three options, really. I mean, even for the most part, gaming PCs tend to be higher end than even the PS4, which you can hear I have up and running over to my right again, or the Xbox One. Especially those higher end Alienware by Dell, or now Alienware has been rebranded as Dell Gaming for whatever reason. It was Dell Gaming in both in its original incarnation as Alienware and its more recent rebranding. Now, and not to drinking Sprite here, but not sponsored by Coke. Just happened to have that on hand. I had this thought. But anyway, now, so you're not going to see, so as far as I know anyway, I haven't actually looked into it, as I don't have one, not yet. Keyword being yet, I am planning on getting one at some point. I don't think that, I think it's a safe bet that the likes of Madden, and the NBA, and both the NBA series, both NBA Live via EA Sports, and Take-Two's NBA 2K series. And then there's obviously you can't get MLB The Show on anything other than PlayStation. So get that if you want to play that one. I didn't say start. Oh yeah, I also have. That's right. I did say PlayStation. Sorry, I forgot I had the camera over there, so the microphone works. So say PlayStation. Well, sometimes. Sometimes it responds. Sometimes it doesn't. So PlayStation. Let's see. Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel vs. Capcom. I love this thing. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those funny things where you get to, where you can. That's one of the things about this generation. If you have the right equipment, you can start a game, or a movie, or a TV show, what have you, just by saying "start" after you say the name of the console. At least on the PS4. I don't know for the Xbox One. I don't have one, and I have no intention of getting one. At least not anything in the near future. But anyway, yeah, I pretty much stuck with the PlayStation line, but for the long haul here. But anyway, yes. Like I said, basically the annual sports franchises. I mean, and also, guys, this is one of those things where, for the most part, people tend to replace those relatively quickly anyway. I mean, for the most part, you're not going to keep, say, unless you're really, really, really into a given year's roster for whatever reason. Or if it's a historic, or like if it's someone's retiring, or like if it, especially for, but that's another thing where because for the most part, especially with team sports where, I mean, like especially like with baseball, football, both American football and what Americans call soccer, but the rest of the world calls football. I'm well aware of that. And let's see, basketball and hockey, for the most part, you tend to follow the team more so than a given player. So if a player gets traded or what have you, you tend to, which does happen, not that often, at least not in the NFL. I mean, baseball and to a certain extent the NBA seems to be the primary culprit with that regard, where you have a lot of mid-season trades. They can sometimes, depending on when it happens, sometimes you could there are some times where you can easily where someone can easily order especially when it's not one of those custom things where you can order a given player's jersey and after you place the order, he's already traded to another team. Yeah, but anyway, but still, like I said, there are some things that really are not conducive to, like I said, digital downloading it's great and all. I mean, I understand it's a great. I mean, it is the wave of the future. I'm not saying I'm against it. I mean, it has wonderful applications in some cases, like with this guy. Now, this one really pissed me off when Sega did this. Now, this really shows just how much things have changed, because I got the collector's edition for Sonic Mania, which includes my friend here. It includes there's also that box over in the corner. I don't know if you can make it out. That's what the statue came in. And then you also have this commemorative card that has Sonic on one side and then it has Tails and Knuckles on the other. Always fun. This is one of those things. These are all three characters you can play as. And you also have, and this is really cool. You have this little thing shaped like a cartridge, like a Genesis or Mega Drive cartridge, and it includes a 24 karat. I think it was 24. I forget. It was on the thing. I don't remember. I think I looked it up once. I don't remember. It was on one of the advertising things for it. I don't know if they still have any of these in stock. I got this through Amazon. Actually, I pre-ordered it, and I did. And for the record, I did put in for the. I did opt in for the release day of release delivery, but it was delayed by about a week or so. Though I think that was probably because of so many people were buying it that that was not an issue for me. I didn't have anything. But anyway, like I said, this was at the time it was going to be downloadable exclusive, but you could buy the. But if you bought the collector's edition, you got this stuff, and you also got a little card with the code for you can just put into your console. Or if you got the PC version, you had to go through Steam to do this. I just love platformers. They're so frustrating for me, but they're fun. But yeah. So, and also, I'm going to be getting I haven't decided if I'm going to pre-order this yet. I still have enough time that I can do so if I mean, it's still far enough out. I mean, it's still, it's not going to be released until the day after Memorial Day this year. But I am going to be getting and this is really strange because you would think they would have done this years ago, and honestly, I think they should have because but they're finally releasing for the current generation a version of this, the Genesis. Now it's not going to be it's not a remastered version of this particular one. And it also has an additional 10, and this one has only 40 things in it. And these are all faithfully reproduced, by the way. It's not. You have the option to put them in. You have the option to put them in 16 by 9. I personally have never done that because Now, I will say this. I did not, and I think I mentioned this in the last one of these I did, but I did not have the first home console I got ever was the PS3. Yeah, and although I did get and I think this might have been a factor in the final decision, because I got the PS3 I got as a gift from my parents, and I got the PS4 myself, but that was and the only reason I did it when I did was because we finally got a 65-inch 4K TV. Now, it is not high dynamic range, though I didn't realize that. We didn't know at the time what that actually entailed, so that was not an exciting factor. I think that going forward, we might end up. I think the next one we get, when this one is replaced, I think we're going to go ahead and do that. Because one is the thing I looked it up once. The average lifespan of a TV or computer monitor nowadays tends to be about 7 to 8 years, depending on how well you maintain it. And also, yeah. And I'm sure that there's and that's another thing that is weird because my maternal grandparents, they got this when did they get that? They got this Mitsubishi this 32-inch Mitsubishi TV. Ooh, nice and fancy, right? Yeah. Well, that's again, kiddies. I remember when 32 inches was huge. I mean, to the point that there was that one episode of Cheers where Sam finally broke down and said, "Okay, Norm, I'll go ahead and say, okay, guys, I'm going to be getting a 32-inch TV," and then the guys and the installation guys messed up something. I forget. I watched it recently, but not that recently. But yeah, what was that? Oh, yes. But yeah, like I said, now, so there's that. Now, I'm not, what was that? Oh, yes. Now, what was I talking about before I got on this little tangent involving Sega? Especially a certain, Blue Hedgehog. Named Mr. Dino. Wait, why did I just do it in a German accent? I can't really do a very good Japanese accent, I'm sorry. It is because of the, oh, never mind. Yeah. Oh yes, online purchasing. Oh yeah, that's right. No, I'm not talking about Amazon here. I'm talking about via Steam. If you can, I don't know. I don't think you can get Madden on Steam. I'll look it up because I think they might have changed that. I might have put that on there again. Hold on. It's loading. It's loading. Valve really likes to update their stuff constantly. It's ridiculous. It's like the more money. Wait, never mind. And by the way, I do. And by the way, I did not deliberately wear this particular shirt when I'm doing this. It's a complete coincidence that the first 3 times I've done this stuff, I've been wearing this shirt. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, like I said, but Madden is one. It's one thing for Madden. It's to be. I'll do that later. Yeah, it's one thing for like say, Madden for the most part. Those people who even keep it beyond the first. There's a lot of people. I don't know why this is, but a lot of people. I think it was. Oh, that's right. I looked up because. It's because of the fact that you get that, it's because if you get Madden within the first month or so of release, they include a coupon that enables you to, get, that season's, what was it? Yes, that season's NFL Game Pass for a $15 discount, at least as of last year, and don't know if it's going to change this year. But okay, so you can't get Madden on that. Not really surprised. Let's see here. You can't get NBA 2K on there though. That's rather odd. Let's check WWE. Yeah, that's really weird. WWE's been on there for that long? I just missed that. But yeah, let's do it. Yep. Okay. So yeah, I got a little game top that is oh never mind. Yeah. Yeah, I mean wow. I mean that is weird. I mean I knew that they had done it, but I just didn't realize they had done it that far back. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yes. Sorry, I had a little itchy there. Yeah, I mean, it's gotten to the point where you have to wonder, for some stuff, because for the most part, especially Madden and the NBA stuff, most people don't tend to keep those for longer than a year anyway, and even then, you don't usually play it during the season or when you're doing, or you have nothing else to do, really. There's also NASCAR, but the thing with NASCAR is it's well, that's more understandable because because that can change so drastically. I mean, especially if you've been following for a rather long time, such as myself. Because I first discovered NASCAR, at least. When was it? I think it was sometime in May of '98. I think, I forget. But yeah, because we were at my grandparents' lake house for some reason, and my grandfather was watching a race because at that time you didn't have all these races on cable. For the most part, you had the races were on over-the-air stations. And not just Fox and NBC. You also had ABC was doing a lot of stuff. You had CBS was a big partner, and at the time TBS was the primary cable outlet at the time but that was it's out of the Atlanta market anyway. But that's a detail. Because at that point, anyway, yeah. I mean, it's gotten to the point where you have to wonder. I mean, especially for all that stuff, because the rosters change so much anyway, so you're not going to. So unless you're like want to play, say, the last season of a given person, like a good example here would be, say, if you want to play with Peyton Manning, you have to do Madden 16 or earlier, because he's retirement after winning Super Bowl 50. That was a dark day for me because I'm a Panthers fan. I was raised in Charlotte, North Carolina, so yeah, never actually went to Bank of America Stadium. Big regret there. Not even. I did go to what was at the time the Time Warner Cable Arena, which is now the Spectrum Center, for a couple. I went there a couple of times. Let's see. Also, I went to Charlotte Motor Speedway a few times. And I was actually there on the for the 50th Coke 600. That was an interesting couple of days. I'll tell you. Happy 20th birthday, Duncan. Let's go do congratulations, Duncan. Your birthday present is the first time it's ever been rained out. And pushed to the second day. That was a fun one. Yeah, like I said, annual releases really should not. I mean, there are some things that just, especially now that you have to, especially now that everything is installed onto your system's hard drive, and and believe you me, a terabyte sounds great and all, but when you're dealing with individual file sizes in the that can easily approach 50 gigabytes, and those are the smaller ones. That really only gives you what, 20 things before you run out of space, and I have no idea what happens when you actually do run out of space. I mean, does stuff get purged? Is it like with the Nook setup where stuff gets where you have to reinstall stuff? Yeah. Sorry. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was. Yeah. That's one of those things that they really need to start including either larger hard drives, but by default, or they need to make it easier to track down those Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's one of those things where it's like rentals, where you have to wonder just why is it that some stuff is even an option with why some things are even optional like that, you know. But still, I mean, and there's also the fact that you have to, and like I said, people get rid of things. You don't keep, like, you're not going to keep, say, Madden 15 for very long. Especially when you get new equipment. I can't play your old stuff anymore. Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, that's something that really is a head scratcher for a lot of people. So, yeah. So, what do you guys think? I mean, leave in the comments what you think about this. Like, should those annual sports titles not only cover a given period of time, even with DLC and rolling updates, because Madden does do that. At least they keep track of roster changes and injuries and all that junk and stuff during the season. But yeah, I mean, like I said, what do you guys think? Leave it in the comments. And if you have the capability, also we can post dissertations like this. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Should certain things just no longer be? I said should stuff like that not be available for download? But you should still. Should the base game for that sort of thing not be disc only, but you can still get DLC for it? I mean, yeah. I don't know. Or is that even an option? I don't know. That might be why they do it, because you have, in order to facilitate that sort of thing, you have to have it at least optional. That would make sense, but I don't know. Yeah. So like I said, what do you guys think? And as always, please like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully, I'll get more of this out there. So yeah, bye. Right.